I was in a thread, which I don't really get these when you are in a movie thread and somebody come up with the game, figure out the movie from the picture. It's either, even on if everything would go right, then it's either very obscure or a picture that's you can't figure it out because the puzzler don't want to give away the movie and chooses a frame that's just whatever. But when it comes to the age of the internet, you just put it down, search it in your browser, and you have the answer. But sometimes I'm running through it, do the search when someone is, oh, still nobody figured out. Dude, it takes 15 seconds stop. But then that person is always happy, so it's all fine. And sometimes I get, I use it as recommendation. And I find this movie. This is a 80s dinosaur family film. But before going into that, I tasted a famous American brand peanut butter. I've tasted this yesterday already, but it felt I'll never get accustomed to this. And this is Crunchies peanut butter, which I saw in movies. So I was, yeah, great, whatever, I will try. And, they say Americans eat everything sweeter. Until this point, I always only ate peanut butter, the Nutella variety, the dark brown smooth thing. This has pieces of peanut in it and is very bright. And I thought, great, what's the worst that can happen? That it will be like salted caramel or something like that. But this, there is definitely salt in it, somewhat, but it's like it don't have taste. On the other hand, it has a bitterness to it. I don't know who likes this. It's horrible. I still don't like it. I did not act. I genuinely just went to I did not buy it. Just my relatives brought it home from, vacation and just gave it to me to eat the rest. Because they know I like peanut butter, but bad. Now back to the movie. So this is a movie from the 80s. Meaning they had not even the concept of CGI. Everything is practical and otherwise it's humans. Surprisingly to that, despite this being it's a family movie, so it's not high budget. It's just something. They have dinosaurs in it. I expected way less, and I expected, oh, here is a leg, there is a neck. But no, they have a full-scale dinosaur walking around.
Látom, az a nőstény. Honnan tudod?
Not even just one, it's actually three. That was unexpected. Otherwise, it's the, what can you do with a bunch of textiles and paint? It looks as dumb as it can be, but that's actually one of the good points here, because watching this probably again reminded me that in the 80s, the appeal to watch the 80s movies is that they were still doing it for real. It wasn't pure fantasy like nowadays, and they are of course doing it in all CGI to make it worse. But you had to, they even went to, I checked IMDb, they went to Africa to shoot this and paid some local community to dress up, do the ritual, dance around and all that. So it's all real. Even if doing just for the camera, it's all real. The forest is real. The gators and the water are real. When they are showing these African people, you know that it's not, they didn't go up to the jungle to find some real tribe. They are like going to some rural place and recording the customs there. But they are doing it like a documentary. Part of the movie making. It's a real thing, and the cameraman is just standing behind, so he can, record the actors going through the scene. And if this would be a document, this is a documentary. These are real culture customs. And it's just there in the movie. So when the locals come up with, just the skirts and stuff, Oh, and open boobs. That's open boobs. Of course they did. But this is a white people made movie. So when it comes to the protagonist and his girlfriend, actually the girlfriend is the protagonist and she has a boyfriend. But when it comes to they making love, we don't see boobs. You can't see wide boobs. That's the rules. I'm not making up the rules, said the director. But it's so obviously racist. But it was just, how it is. And the movie is a family movie with cheap dinosaurs, so it's walking around in the woods and nothing much is happening, but it's actually enough happening to have this 80s speed. So what is going on here? Like there is even in the intro segment, all the credits and all that, we learn that dinosaurs are real, and this old professor is going for it. So he's our bad guy, but he's not actually a bad guy, not evil. He's just amoral, without moral. And of course he hires the local government forces, military, whatever Africa has. Of course they are all corrupt and shouting on everything. It's not entirely not true, especially for the Tehran, but yeah, you feel the exaggerations, but they neither go to the full evil mode. They are just trigger happy because they are African military and they are actually bored, like, because half of this system is made. Either way, back to the movie. So there is this woman working for the professor, and actually she is the one who is finding bones. Don't ask why she isn't catching up when it's not a fossil, but bone. Bones are not actually, fossils are not actually bone, they are rocks. All the original parts are replaced by minerals, so it's a rock. But okay, you can deal with that and other stuff, but they get the new, but she finds a whole ass dinosaur tailbone, and there comes some local kid bringing news that someone ate something and they got ill. But it's a clue because those tribes lived there like 1,000 years straight, and they met nothing new. So this must be a dinosaur. The professor already knows. He actually got pictures of the dinosaurs, photographs. So that's a clue. But he actually, as the assistant found the tailbone thing, it would be actually her discovery or something. So he's stealing all the fame. That's his big plan. So he hires the local militia and they go dinosaur hunting. He actually wants to use sleeping darts to make it transportable. Of course, they find a whole family of it, and one is just killed Godzilla style, but you don't see it bleeding or the bullets having any effect, but the dinosaur dies. And of course the professor is all out of it, and they don't know there is the baby dinosaur, hence the title. and the mom dinosaur is tranquilized, which is, by the way, a very bad idea. You don't know the dosage, you don't know the biology of the thing, so shooting sleeping drug into an unknown animal can do three things. One, it does absolutely nothing. Two, it kills it. Three, it makes it angry and you are toast. Yeah, these all can happen. And you know, it's movie, so it instantly faints and they wrap it on a raft and oh that's your usual movie shtick. But in the meantime, the archaeology paleontologist lady and his reporter boyfriend find the baby because they independently were asked to look after the people getting ill because, you know, unknown animal, they were looking unknown animal, so it's okay, it's movie logic. But the problem is this is the biggest break in the storyboard. But okay, fine. So the story is that the villagers ate a dinosaur. Do we find a body? No, it's evaporated. As the story goes, the lady and her boyfriend go where it was supposed to happen, and maybe the corpse was drifted down the river. And instead of finding a body, or finding the body at all, they find this family of dinosaurs. What happened? Even if the villagers mistakenly thought it's dead when it was fainted, there is nothing, no harm in the dinosaurs, any of them. Where is the corpse? I have no idea. It's absolutely hilarious. By the way, there is some local tribe member who helps our protagonist and feeds them some hallucinogen and eats their food. He's eating some candy bar or whatever it is. And the whole tribe is laughing, and the guy is eating their food, and the guys obviously don't like it, but he of course don't want any problem.
Köszönöm, nincs étvágyam. A nevem George. A nevem George. Cefu. Üdvözlöm.
They don't speak each other's languages on top of it, and guys be very miserable but smiles after every spoonful. So things happen. Not like in the 90s or after movie where everything constantly happens, or everything is just a whole action scene. And there is a whole action scene. The last, I don't know, 20 minutes of the movie is a big chase scene where they try to free the captured dinosaur mom, and you know, they are captured, they are escaping, everyone is captured, everyone is escaping, and all that usual Scooby-Doo drama. But the other thing this reminded me that since like 2000, we don't see grief on the screen. Because, you know, Daddy Dinosaur was running to Mommy Dinosaur, who was tied up on the shore of the river, and they are shooting at it, and it moves further like Godzilla, and then collapses, and then the baby dinosaur comes out when the professor and the military went away. The baby comes out with our protagonist, and it's, and you know, it's bumping it to check if it's alive or something. And those moments were there in the 80s, maybe even in the 90s. It no longer happens on the screen. And I think we are missing on with that. If somebody dies, it's just poof, dead. Moving on, next scene, whatever. Or at best, we get the big funeral scene at the end of Avengers or whatever. It doesn't have the emotional weight. It's you already recognized, some time passed, and then we made all these ritual preparations. But like the Land of Lost or whatever, that was also an animated dinosaur movie, and goes there and the mom is dying, or Simba, the little lion, and mom is dying, the little one is expelled, and all that. I don't like these because these make you sad, but it was part of the storytelling culture. I don't know if it taught you something, or just it was just it didn't hide this part of reality, or I don't know what I call this, but I feel this was somehow important